No, it's okay.
Who's got the first question, or you want me to start?
Coach, your thoughts on today's practice?
I thought our guys' intensity was good, but really, really sloppy. We turned the ball over too many times on offense. Conversely, when you're going against yourselves, defense did a nice job creating some takeaways. We're not as crisp as what we were last fall, which is understandable. We're getting some new quarterbacks, new receivers involved. We expect to improve every day.
What are your initial thoughts on what you saw from the quarterbacks today?
I think all three did some good things at times, but they're inconsistent. Nobody, separated himself from anybody. We don't expect that to happen until maybe after a first scrimmage or so. But all three are going to get reps, and all three showed some signs, but they also showed some kinks in the armor. So we got a lot of work to do.
How is that like not having?
They all have the opportunity to be the guy. That shadow's gone, and we're moving on to 14. So as much as we appreciated Derek being here, this train keeps going moving forward, and we've got three guys that have an opportunity to earn a position, and we expect one of those three to step up. Be nice if it was two or three of them ready to go, but we're going to give them all opportunities and see where it plays out.
Coach, when you met with the team in January, what was your message kind of moving forward?
Our message was we're not the fighting Derek Carrs. We're the Bulldogs, and this year's group is going to establish themselves. We're not defending anything. This group has a chance to compete for a championship. Last year's group would have defended, but this is a new group. So, our guys have attacked the offseason well, and now it's time to be more productive, put our schemes together and see who our playmakers can be this year.
Then from a leadership perspective, I know you get Duron back, but is it really Duron and nobody else, or anybody else kind of stepping up from a leadership perspective?
No, I think we've got some really good leaders on both sides of the ball. Duron obviously is our returning captain as a leader. Charles Washington's done a nice job. Carl Mickelson's doing a nice job up front with the linebacker group, and I like what Tyler and Todd Hunt are doing. Offensively, Brian Burrell is starting to assume that leadership role, having been here now for over a year. Trying to lead the offense. I think Cody Wickman up front is doing a nice job of leading, and we'd love to have Harp out here because he's a great leader. He's healing up, and he'll be fine. But when he comes back, I expect him to lead that group.
Coach, is it safe to say that Brian, he maybe doesn't have an advantage, but maybe just has a little head start on the other two quarterbacks?
Well, I think maturity-wise, he's a guy that won a state championship while at Bakersfield College. He's been there before. He was Derek's backup. He got the most reps last year. So I think he has that assumed role. But it's still an open competition, and he's doing a nice job of trying to set the tone, trying to be the leader, and do it the right way. But he's got to do that every day and prove himself once the pads come on and how productive he is.
When you talk about expectations, always a funny word, Coach. You come with back-to-back conference championships. You only had, I think, 6 losses in the last 2 years, and this year will be kind of tough for you. How do you set that from a Red Wave perspective of what you tell them this team can achieve?
I think every year we have a chance to compete for a championship, and this year's no different. We're going to challenge these guys to exceed last year. That's what we expect every year. Now, whether that happens, it depends on how hard we work and how we execute. But there's no reason we can't compete for a championship.
And another year, another DB coach. You have Marcus come in. Consistency's always been like there. When he's come in, what have you liked you've seen him so far?
I really like his energy. He's really, really sharp. We noticed when we brought him in on the interviews, and all the people that recommended him said the same consistent thing. He develops great relationships with players, brings a lot of energy, and we saw that out there today. I think our players are really going to learn a lot from him, and he's going to demand a lot from them.
Is it fun, Coach, when you have sometimes a quarterback battle like this, meaning every single practice it almost feels like a game day maybe for those guys?
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's just different. It's college football. Guys move on, and so it creates opportunities for guys. And as coaches, we've got to find the strengths and weaknesses, and amplify those strengths. Diminish those weaknesses on the new guys. Not that we ever got lazy with Derek, but it was a nice comfort zone being in, knowing what he had, but. It creates an opportunity when he leaves for these guys to show what they have. And I think now that shadow's gone, one of those guys has a chance to emerge.
What would you like to see out of the defense this spring?
Well, I think defensively we've got to continue to improve on our attacking nature, which we've done a nice job of 2 years. But the biggest thing was we've got to limit the big plays, and we did not do a very good job of that last year. As we're looking through our cut-ups, a lot of it was just discipline, eye discipline, technique discipline, and that's going to be a big emphasis this spring.
And the receivers, is this an opportunity for some guys to step up, right now?
Absolutely. We've got a bunch of young guys that we think have a lot of talent, but they've been waiting their turn. Isaiah and Devontae, took a lot of those reps. Josh Harper, with Josh being out, hey, this new group's got a lot of reps to make up for, and they're going to have their opportunity to shine.
You've got a couple of new corners. Can you talk about the personnel there and how that affects Charles?
Well, it affects Charles.
As far as, because he was at corner at the end of last season.
Right, we're moving Charles back to safety. And so, Brian Harper now is going to get a chance to compete. He had to sit out last fall. And then Stratton Brown came in. We signed him at midterm, and I like his length. I like his competitiveness. We're going to have a lot more competition there. This spring and going into this fall, we're going to be a lot deeper there. And I like where we're going to be heading there in the secondary. And that's why we're putting Charles back to safety. We like what we've got coming back.
How much fun just to be out here, Coach?
Oh, it's a ball. I mean, it's March. It seems so long since our last game. You're just chomping at the bit, and to get a chance to come out here, early in the morning, get guys running around, actually see 11 versus 11 as opposed to just running around, doing mat drills and all. It's fun. It's fun to see the personality of this team emerge, and we're looking forward to the competition.